run at about 2 frames a second, and it'll have to be good enough, because I've randomly walked into an area. This is why I wanted to finish this quest. This is why I wanted to stream today, because everywhere I go in the Inazuma hub, I just randomly trigger parts of the story quest. So, we'll see if this decides to work, or if it'll drop down to about 10 frames a second.
Ah, looks like we found him.
What am I gonna do?
Mr. Kurisu, are you alright?
Oh, you're Miss Ayaka from the Kamisato clan. How do you do?
Let me just see if I can get something.
Better than you, it appears.
And if it isn't the Traveler, I haven't seen you in a while. I take it you've been out of Rito?
It sure has been a bit.
Thanks again for your help last time. The association is back in business, and it's all thanks to you.
The audio sound alright? It doesn't sound right. It sounds like really... I don't know, like echoey or something. That's strange. That could just be something on, like, what I'm listening to. We're gonna have some overlap while I pull up the stream on the main device. Let's see. If I talk, how does the game sound now? Oh, that's funny. Just seems to be behind. Just seems to be behind. Just seems to be behind. Okay, so there's the echo. Yeah, it sounds fine. It's just what I'm listening to. Cool. That's good to know. Something that isn't just a problem on my end is the FPS the game is running at.
But, why were you staring into space
Did something bad happen?
Oh boy. But boy am I glad it's actually like half running decently, as bad as it is.
It's embarrassing to admit, but some of the association's goods have been stolen by vagrants.
Which goods were stolen?
Also, what we're gonna do here, I guess, is... Usually we end the stream pretty soon, but considering I spent the past, hour and a half maybe, trying to get this to work, we're just gonna finish this, however long it takes.
It was a batch of high-grade silk. We imported a big batch of silk from Liyue several years ago. It's been sitting in storage ever since. Recently, we heard that clothing stores in the city have more or less sold all the silk stocks. So we figured now would be a good time to bring our batch out of storage, thinking it'd probably fetch a good price. But then...
We're gonna pause here for a little bit while I try to get some other stuff going. Try to get it to... go a little bit better. Okay, this actually might crash the game. But... it shouldn't. We should be all good. All this other stuff doesn't apply right now. And
the vagrants swiped
it's
the
still
whole
going
batch,
pretty
then
bad.
disappeared into the woods. I reported to the authorities, but
I'll turn up the game volume too. I had it set low because...
well, as you know, they don't think much of foreign merchants like us. The
sometimes it's really high, but it seems kind of low. So let's see.
Honestly, you can just tell that our suffering amuses them.
Well, I also take issue with aspects of the Kanjo Commission's operational methods. Please remember, Mr. Kurisu, that while you are here in Inazuma, you should be careful with your words.
Oh, my apologies. I had to let off some steam. Anyway, there doesn't seem to be much we can do ourselves to get our goods back.
I think this is going to be about as good as we can get it to go right now, short of me changing some settings that would require me to restart my computer. So
I'm afraid I can't intervene in an
we'll just
official
continue on with
capacity,
this for now.
But I can still help you get your lost goods back.
Of course, I would never... Wait, what?
Huh? Yes, acting in my own capacity, mind you. Even then, there is no escaping the fact that my every action and word will be seen to reflect on the Yashiro Commission and the Kamisato clan. I do so not without reservation, so I hope that you will treat this matter as confidential. That aside, as I'm sure you're aware, I'm afraid that I won't always be able to help you in such circumstances. Given your position and that of the International Trade Association, please try to exercise more caution in the future. You do not want to incur further unnecessary losses.
We will. We certainly will. But, are you sure this isn't gonna cause any issues for you? What if someone high up in the Kanjo Commission sees what you're doing and doesn't like it? You're a highly respected member of society. Surely putting your neck on the line for small-timers like me can't be worth the risk.
Very humorous. Let's not forget that I am the eldest daughter of the Kamisato clan. I would be very surprised indeed if anybody in the Kanjo Commission felt that I was accountable to them for my actions.
Whoa, that sent shivers down Paimon's spine! Does everyone from a powerful clan talk like that?
Mr. Kurisu, I need to know the exact time and location of the theft, and anything that stood out about the perpetrator's appearance.
Thank you so much. Let's see, it was 2 hours ago now, over at the,
Everyone, please follow me to the scene of the crime. The investigation starts there.
All right, off we go!
Why in the world can't I get my
Alright, so I suppose... Yes, now we get to travel around at a PowerPoint presentation speed.
Please have your documents and proof of Here we are. This is where we were robbed.
Hey, look on the ground! What are those?
Huh? Footprints. Very deep ones at that. Leading towards the forest.
Presumably the depth suggests that they were carrying something heavy.
Let's see where they lead!
I can't wait to get into a fight like this. I guess I could turn down the graphics a little more. Let's drop this. How far can we bring this down? What can we do? Hopefully. The ironic part is that this isn't going to make it run any better, it's just going to look tiny on my end. Yep. We're still getting just about the same amount of lag. And now everything is harder to see.
Stop, thief!
You think you can get your stuff back with this bunch? You must be dreaming.
Why, you better hope you have the courage of your convictions.
Why wouldn't I, old man? Answer me this. You're one of those Outlander merchants, right? You trade association types are worms. Coming over to our land, leeching off our people. Who's gonna leap to your defense, huh? Tell me, who's gonna stick their neck out for the likes of you?
He sounds like my mic.
Look at that, no response. You know I'm right. Face it, This is Inazuma. You've got no ties here. You're at the bottom of the pile. Can you really blame us for walking all over you?
I could probably stand to raise up the game volume a bit. That sounds a lot better.
You are despicable.
Hey, I just had an idea. Since you came all this way, how about we do some business?
Business?
Pay up, and you can take your fabric back. Sound good? If you ask me, it beats walking out of here with black eyes and a broken nose.
You're just a big bully.
Wow. What a call out and what an original threat.
What choice do I have?
Wait. Mr. Kurisu, please do not pay any money to this man.
But...
I trust you remember our agreement? If you keep your lips firmly sealed, I too shall uphold my end of the deal.
Oh yes, of course!
Then please stand well back where it is safe. Now, it is time for me to honor my word!
Is she gonna be, we're gonna have her as a test character? We do. But, we can't fight like this, so... I'm gonna see. Drop this down. Drop this down. Drop this down. Turn everything off. Oh. Oh, well, none of them are over here now.
Say no more.
Y'all gotta calm down.
One with nature. My blade.
Whirling snow!
You know a thing or two. My blade. Boom.
Into the wind.
My blade no more.
Take flight!
Out of the frying pan.
You know a thing or two.
You know,
Finally, no. It's my lucky day.
if we're all gonna stand in the water, do we really need Xingqiu?
Rain outlines her.
Booba, get them!
Let's light it up!
Finally,
Oh, Ayaka has her ult. But I'm afraid I'm too busy running a very scuffed game to worry about that.
Well, that's resolved then.
No, please, it was nothing. I was simply doing my duty.
Miss Kamisato! Traveler! Are you hurt?
Don't worry, we're fine.
Yeah, just some drop frames.
The vagrants left in quite a hurry. It would seem they didn't have time to take anything with them.
That's gonna be the joke
Thank
for this
you.
entire stream.
Thank you so much.
You'd best do a count.
6, 8, 10. Yep, it's all here.
Great! Now we can finally buy some silk.
Buy silk? You mean you need some of the silk here?
This was indeed our intent.
Don't get us wrong, though. That's not the reason we helped you out. Even if it were just a few carrots or cabbages, chances are we still would have helped you get them back. Paimon thinks we're pretty lucky. If we arrived any later, our chances of getting silk in Inazuma would have been 0.
I honestly can't thank you all enough. Please, say no more. You need silk? I'll pick out a piece for you right away.
Thank you, good sir. How much do I owe you?
Oh, it's free of charge! I could never ask you to pay after everything you've done for me.
No, that will never do. Things cost what they cost, and what they cost is what I shall pay. Merchants already have enough challenges to deal with, and as Paimon explained, my help was unconditional. Please, sell your wares to me at the price you would sell them to any other customer. There is nothing to feel distressed about, because nothing, I repeat, nothing happened here in these woods today, did it?
Nope, nothing at all.
Thank you, I don't think I could ever repay you. You have helped me greatly, and I will never forget it. I'm afraid we must part ways. I must get these goods back to the association. If you ever need anything at all, just come to the International Trade Association and ask for Kurisu.
Alright then.
And thank you for the silk, Mr. Kurisu.
See you then! Bye! Safe journey home! Don't go getting robbed again!
Traveler, thank you for stepping in to help out.
No trouble.
How come those vagrants didn't seem to know who you were? They must move in completely different circles. Maybe they've never seen anyone from the Kamisato clan before.
Perhaps. Either way, I'm glad they didn't recognize me. The fewer people who know what happened today, the better.
It's not every day an important person like you helps out someone like Kurisu. It really shows what a great person you are.
Oh, your praise is quite unwarranted. I merely did what anyone in my position would have done. I admit that it did feel strange for me to come to his aid. But this should have nothing to do with identity or social class. As far as I'm concerned, it was one individual helping another in need. I guess that deep down, I don't see how a society can be considered just when people encounter such obstacles in their livelihoods. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. Right. Let's head back to Ogura Textiles and Kimonos and give our hard-won silk to the shopkeeper.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna increase the size on my end because I can barely see.
I can't decide whether pyro slimes taste better with salt and pepper or garlic and herbs.
But it does run remarkably worse, so maybe I'll switch it back. I guess what we'll just have to do is I just won't be able to see. That'll be our solution. Or maybe... Nope, it runs much worse that way, which is unfortunate. But maybe... if we did this... and we brought this all the way down to here. Wow, that is tiny. That's gonna look awful on the stream. Oh, yeah, it doesn't look any better here. Let's see, is this gonna run well? I didn't think so. Is this gonna run well?
Whip one up in no time.
Hey, this runs pretty well. Kinda stretched out, but it runs better. Why are we running there? We should just teleport. Let's teleport here. Let's see if I can get this a little better balance. No. It kind of bugs me that there's no... There's nothing below, like there's no 16. At least I don't think there is. There's no 16.9 that's below 1280 by 720. You can't go for like... 720 by 480. That's a little annoying. Yeah, because like if we look at this up in graphics, right? The next thing down would be 1042 or like 1024 by 576, but that's not there. And of course, the only thing you have 640 by 400 and like all these other ones. But there's nothing that's just a nice, like one step below. There's no like VCR quality. It's all these weird squares. That's a little annoying.
Welcome back! So, any luck at the International Trade Association? Did they have any silk in stock?
Yes, they did. Here.
Excellent news! So, apart from the silk, I think everything else I need I've got in store already. I just need to go and take stock of our materials. It won't take me a moment. I'll be right back.
They better all be there.
I do hope nothing else is missing. Traveler, on the subject of garments, I've been meaning to acquire a new outfit for you, too.
Here it is. The bait.
It's just... I wasn't sure how you'd feel about the idea of
See?
dressing in Inazuman attire.
The bait. All you can say is no.
Are you sure? Is that so?
Yes.
Impressive. So travelers of your stature hold themselves to a dress code, as well as a code of conduct.
Nope. That's not true at all.
More like when you're away from home, you've got to live by certain rules to survive, whether you like it or not.
That's true.
But Paimon would still love to check out some Inazuman outfits.
Right?
Just what is that supposed to mean? They make them in whatever size the customer asks for.
Your interactions are so adorable to watch. I mean, I can certainly find someone to tailor a Paimon-size outfit if Paimon so wishes.
Yeah, or, you know, some traveler-sized outfits. Those would be great, too.
Well, if you're sure, as you wish. Something else I've been wondering is, how do people in other nations dress?
Like... nations in Tevat? or like the other worlds. We've seen some snappy
They
dressers.
sure do. Each nation has its own unique style. Traditional, fancy schmancy, casual, all very different, but each style is suited to its region.
I was gonna say the whole 2 regions we've been to, but technically we've seen a couple people from Snezhnaya too.
The study of clothing is a profound discipline, and I still have much to learn. When clothing becomes part of the expression of one's personality, even an extension of one's body, that is quite a wonderful thing. So I am not against dressing up, far from it.
Paimon agrees. You couldn't have put it any better.
Paimon, you're so adorable that you could wear anything and it would look lovely on you.
Wow! Paimon just got a compliment.
Oh, I guess that just is the end of the voice line.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've checked my inventory.
Thank you. Is there anything else you're missing?
Fortunately not. I have all the materials I need. As for the size, would you like me to go by the dimensions given on the design?
Yes, please.
Understood. I'll get to work shortly. In total, that'll be this much.
Wow. The very accurate price of this.
Here you go. Is it possible to treat this as an urgent order?
Well, luckily, we don't have any other urgents at the moment, so I can begin work right away. It will still take me some time, though, so please come and collect it later.
Could you add another urgent order to that order?
Until then, I'm sure you'll find somewhere nearby to pass the time.
Good idea. Let's check out the whole area. We don't want to leave any loose ends.
There will be no loose ends while you're in my company. I already decided where to go while we wait. For our next stop, I'd like to take you both for a meal.
Food? Oh, Paimon likes this plan.
Perfect, I'm getting a little hungry for myself. A little hungry for an outfit change, that is. That's the new joke of the stream. We're done talking about the poor frame rate I'm getting. Instead, we're gonna talk about how baited we were into not getting a new outfit for the Traveler.
I picked the venue especially for you. A humble local eatery called Kiminami Restaurant. I thought that the relaxed atmosphere there would suit our day much better than the prohibitively formal one of a high-end restaurant. Shall we head off?
Yep. Paimon can't wait.
Where are we going now? Over there.
Yeah.
Sometimes Kazuha sounds a lot like Razor. Oh, there are the little sparkles from the quest marker. That's pretty funny.
Are we here? Ooh, it's one of those street side places. Looks cute and cozy.
Welcome!
Oh, Miss Kiminami, how do you do?
Ah, Miss Kamisato. Perfect timing. Your booking was for... well, right now.
I believe so. We'll be sticking to the order I placed in advance. As for the other matter we discussed, thank you for your help.
Oh right, that's one of the things that was skipped, I guess, when I accidentally started this off-screen. We went by the reservation at the restaurant, and we went to go see if there was silk, and then we had to find silk.
Excellent. No problem. And everything you asked for is ready and waiting. Traveler, tiny customer, please wait here for a moment while I prepare your food.
Go ahead and take a seat. There is something I need to take care of, but I'll be back momentarily.
Let's go with Is Something the Matter?
It's nothing of that sort. I just have a few minor things I need to attend to. I won't be long.
She sure left in a hurry. Whatever it is, it must be pretty urgent.
So, you two are Miss Kamisato's friends?
Yeah.
Well, we serve all the classics. Sure, there are fancier looking places out there, but the food here speaks for itself. Hope you enjoy it.
So they serve Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, and St. Elmo's Fire at this restaurant? That's pretty interesting.
Over the years we've been in business, we've gotten to know the Kamisato clan quite well. Miss Kamisato and her brother are both fond of our food. They're always sending staff down here to order something and take it back to them. Her table booking surprised me, not least because it was a group reservation. This is the first time I've ever heard of Miss Kamisato going out for dinner with friends.
The first time ever? Oh, guess that makes us pretty important people, huh?
Yeah. Move over, VIPs. It's all about VIPs now.
Sure does. And I'm probably crossing the line here, but I'm just telling you what others have told me. Apparently, Miss Kamisato doesn't have a lot of friends.
Her S's sound like really... I don't know if that's just like a problem with my headphones, but her S's sound very like feedbacky.
How is that possible? She's so kind and polite to everyone. Paimon would have thought that would make her really popular.
That's what I used to think too. But it turns out the rules of social interaction are a bit more complicated than that.
Pomp and circumstance.
Nobody in the neighborhood has a bad word to say about her. They all say she's beautiful, elegant, graceful, not to mention that she belongs to one of the most illustrious clans in the land. In short, they see her as a model young lady. But that's just it. People look at her and they see a model of perfection, and they don't feel like that's something they can relate to. So the majority of kids from our ordinary families don't even try to talk to her. So you see, on paper, she sounds like a girl everyone would want to get to know. But in practice, she finds it difficult to make friends.
Ah. She was really up on that mic.
Huh. Paimon never would have guessed.
We don't speak all that much, but we do go quite a way back. I've always admired her for taking on so many responsibilities at such a young age. So, it makes me really happy to see her here with friends today. Anyway, relax, enjoy your meal, and please, talk to her as much as possible. I know she'll appreciate it. Consider it a favor for the whole neighborhood. Look after her for us.
Huh? That sounded like Ayaka!
And she tripped, carrying back whatever it is she was carrying. Or not.
I'm so sorry, Traveler.
Was that an explosion?
Could you join me over there for a minute? I need your help with something.
Are we gonna need to call you Crater Face?
I'm sorry. I didn't want to drag you away all of a sudden. I, just had a cooking catastrophe.
Ah, I see. I think I'm seeing where this is going.
So that loud noise we heard came from the cooking pot.
As you can see, this house is right next to the restaurant. It's where the owner lives. Actually, this whole compound is the family's private property. I
Wow.
asked Miss Kiminami to prepare some ingredients and utensils for me, so that I could cook a special dish here.
Do I really gotta ask? Do I really have to ask this?
Right. If there's something you want to eat, you could just order it from the menu.
Actually, I wanted to cook something as a gift for Tsubaki. My mother mentioned in her notebook that Tsubaki enjoys food from all over the world. So I thought, if I'm going to meet Tsubaki, perhaps a dish from overseas would make a fitting gift.
Do you know any dishes from overseas?
A dish from overseas? So anything from outside Inazuma counts, right? If so, then we've got lots of options, don't we?
We are a bit of a
That's
pro
what
in the
I was
kitchen.
thinking. You must have picked up a lot of knowledge about different cultures on your travels. Hopefully including regional cuisines.
Yeah, I'll cook up the best fisherman's toast you've ever seen.
Can I leave you to finish this task then? Just as a personal favor. Is that okay? I'll be indebted to you.
My time to shine. Death Game by Imager? Oh wait, no.
Great.
Wrong game.
But what kind of overseas dish would make a suitable gift? It needs to survive a journey from the kitchen to the recipient's doorstep.
Fisherman's toast. It's so simple, you can't mess it up.
Oh, Paimon knows! There's one dish out there that was practically created for this purpose! Pizza!
Oh, that's a pretty good one too.
Pizza?
How does Paimon know about pizza?
It's an assortment of toppings and sauce spread over a bread base and cooked in the oven. And it's so good!
Did we ever eat pizza?
That does sound pretty good.
Or is this just Paimon? Did they just put pizza into her dialogue for fun? Are we gonna get a pizza recipe? We got a pizza recipe. That's the wrong button. Now, where is this? Gotta get real close up to the screen so I can read all these little words. Mushroom pizza. Let's have Barbara make it.
Is the pizza ready?
It is. It was hot and ready.
Oh, it's ready!
It smells delicious. You're an excellent cook, Traveler. I would love to be able to master dishes from all over the world.
Well, all you need to learn is a recipe. We can bring you some more recipes in the future if you like.
Great. I look forward to learning from your culinary expertise.
Yeah, why don't we bring Zhongling next
How are
time?
you all doing? Whoa, is this... Miss Kamisato, this must be the dish you were talking about.
Ah yes, the magical invisible pizza.
Yes, an overseas dish cooked by the Traveler. Could I trouble you to package it for me?
Sure, no problem. Oh, it smells good. I bet it tastes amazing. Oh, now I really want to put something like this on our menu.
Want us to teach you how to make it?
You can even fold it over and make a really scuffed calzone.
Oh, could you?
Why not?
The most satisfying meals are the ones you share with other people. So Paimon thinks that our friends in Mondstadt wouldn't mind us sharing this dish with Inazuma.
Really? That's great. I've always wanted to learn how to cook some international dishes. If you can write down a recipe for me, I'll add it to our menu and put a promotion where everyone will see it. Since we've become a closed nation, people haven't had the chance to try anything new. Traveler, you're the best!
And then they'll all be enthralled by the mushroom pizza and they'll all eat it constantly and then they'll grow sick of it.
I'll go pack up this dish for Miss Kamisato. Please, make your way back to the restaurant whenever you're ready. The food will be waiting for you.
You could have sold that recipe for a high price, but you selflessly gave it away for free. You're a wonderful person. I mean it. I admire you a lot, and I'm so proud to be friends with someone of such fine character. Well, you should probably write down the recipe now, no?
Yeah, let's make sure we include all the details and then give it to Miss Kiminami. So, pizza. Start with the basic ingredients.
Sea Ganoderma and lavender melon.
Correctamundo. of ingredients.
Knackeweed and fluorescent fungus.
Yep, that's right. Now for the cooking instructions. Place onto oven rack at high heat and cooked until golden brown. Alright, it's done! Long may our reputations and our recipes precede us wherever we go in Inazuma.
I have no doubt that they will. This dish is exquisite.
Cool! Then let's get this recipe to Miss Kimi Nami pronto!
Alrighty. This seems like it's gonna be a very short stream, but all the better.
Hey! Have you written out the recipe?
Here it is.
Thank you! Wowie! This is so exciting. I want to make it right away.
Traveler, Paimon, please accept my sincerest apologies for delaying your meal.
That's a very big salmon.
No problem!
Oh, I didn't realize it was that big.
Worked up an appetite.
Alright, let's dig in before it gets cold.
Bro, those
Well,
are huge.
What do you think? Is Inazuman cuisine to your liking?
Yeah.
It's amazing! Paimon loved this one! Oh, and especially that one over there!
It was all very tasty.
Good. I'm relieved. When I was attempting to cook earlier on, did you chat with the owner at all? And did she, say anything about me?
She did, but don't worry. She's just happy for you is all.
She's happy for me? Oh, then she must have told you. Did she, what does it matter? I know just as well as anybody else that I've got no friends.
Aw. Poor Ayaka.
Hey, it's not you. Most people just haven't had the chance to talk to you one-on-one before.
Thank you for your comforting words, Paimon. It's all true, though. I just don't have very many friends. Most of the time I'm either accompanied by family or staff, so everyone must have found it quite a surprise to see me taking you out for a meal.
I won't sing the song.
Exactly! You've got at least 2 friends right here.
Aww. Thank you. That makes me so happy. Excuse me. I'm forgetting myself.
Hey now, expressing your feelings is the right thing to do. Keeping them locked away inside isn't gonna do you any good now, is it?
I agree. So, I just want to say how happy I feel that you both see me as a true friend.
Of course we do. That's always been our style. If someone's nice to us, we're nice to them too. Friendship can go a long way. Take your mom, for example. She wrote about Tsubaki in her notebook, and now it's made you want to find them too.
Yes. I think friendship is an extremely precious thing, and ours is one that I will always treasure.
Am I misremembering, or did Paimon just refer to Tsubaki as them instead of her, like she did earlier?
While we're on the topic though, who is this Tsubaki person anyway?
Well, I think I have an idea, but it's just speculative at this point.
Let's hear it then.
I think that Tsubaki might be a fox envoy.
Ellipses, question mark.
A fox envoy?
Yes, that's what I think. Even I, my mother's own daughter, had never even heard of this friend before. It just seems so mysterious. So I think it must be someone with transcendent abilities who doesn't show themselves very often. And fox envoys are nothing new. Stories have been told about them in Inazuma since ancient times. You must have met Kuji Yae before. Well, she's a fox envoy. That got me thinking. Maybe there are fox envoys out there in Inazuma that people just don't know about. And maybe Tsubaki is one of them.
Whoa! So Inazuma also has supernatural beings?
When you say also...
Ganyu.
Well, before Inazuma, we spent some time in Liyue. They have lots of supernatural beings there, like the Adepti. All kinds of them too. Up in the sky, down below the ground, in the water.
Really? I've come across such things being asserted in books, but to hear someone talk about it from first-hand experience is extremely surprising. So Liyue lives up to its reputation. Its culture has a long history and gives rise to the most beautiful legends. Quite captivating.
You know, I'm starting to think maybe it's just my headphones, because there's no way they're getting so many sounds when they were recording their voice lines.
You should come visit Liyue with us sometime. The best part is, they have loads and loads of delicious delicacies.
Really? I would love that. Speaking of delicacies, Traveler, Paimon, have you eaten your fill?
Yep,
Oh, Paimon has.
there's a surprise.
Excellent. Then let's collect the kimono. Then we can pay a visit to my mother's mysterious and transcendent friend.
Oh, we're still not done yet. I thought we were gonna be done. Where are we going now? Back up there? We'll just run there this time. Feel like it's more trouble than it's worth to try and teleport back.
Time to go.
I mean, you either get stuttering every half second or you get a really big lag spike when I try to teleport, so it all balances out.
Your garment is ready, Miss Kamisato. I've folded and packaged it for you. Oh, and the other item we discussed? That's ready too.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you. It is a beautiful piece of clothing, and it was a pleasure to work on. See you again next time.
Traveler, I have a gift for you.
Really? I wonder what it could be.
Whoa, looks super fancy. Is that for wearing in your hair?
It's a hairpin in the style of a white heron. As well as a hair accessory, you can also use it as an ornament. I couldn't ask for your help and offer nothing at all in return, so this is my gift to you.
A hair accessory or an ornament? I guess I don't see the difference.
I'm glad you like it.
Speaking of white herons, that's what your title means, doesn't it? Shirasagi Himegimi. So this gift is like a little piece of yourself. It's just as elegant and beautiful as you are.
You flatter me, Paimon. If this gift reminds you of me, that is all I could ask for.
It definitely will. Alright, well, now we've got what we came for, we can set off. Time to go meet Tsubaki.
We get those couple seconds of smooth running, and then it all goes back. Those few seconds where I think, maybe it'll run better.
Time to go.
So, a transcendent being lives here? Ugh. If someone lives here, then why is it so chilly?
Maybe they like the cold.
I'm asking myself the same question.
Maybe they like the cold.
How strange. I'm quite sure that this is the location my mother wrote about, but surely... I'm starting to have second thoughts. But since we're here, I still think we should go inside and explore in full.
Yeah, I can use my elemental vision.
Who knows? Maybe there's a surprise waiting in there for
Or
us.
elemental sight, I guess. The elemental visions are something different.
What does the notebook say exactly?
Let me think. A crane brings one fresh flower in its beak to decorate my hair, while a white rabbit sews a hemline from 4 rays of moonlight. Dressed appropriately, I face eastward and call out Tsubaki's name 7 times. In the blink of an eye, I'm standing on the path that leads to her house.
Sounds like a fairy tale. So your mom would do a little ritual, and just like that, Tsubaki would come to meet her?
I have a feeling that it could be some sort of code. Let's get a little closer before coming to any conclusions.
Good idea.
Based on the hints. Okay. This is not a great time to be playing in such a small window. So what are we looking for? We're looking for 1 crane and the flower. We're looking for a rabbit and 4 beams of moonlight.
Wind strike.
We're looking for me regretting the fact that I don't have a claymore user in my party right now. And we're looking for... then we call out Tsubaki's name 7 times. How big is this area that we're searching in? It's pretty large, actually. Look for suspicious things. Well, if I'm being completely honest, it's a bit hard to look for anything right now. But I suppose check around the edges, maybe?
There are some bushes on the rocks in here. Could that be anything?
I follow the wind.
This stuff? I assume they're talking about this. This wall looks a bit odd. Let's knock once. And then we knock... oh, I see. And then we knock 4 times. And then we knock 7 times. Some strange sounds can be heard coming from within the stone wall. This is a lot less exciting than I thought it was going to be, if I'm being completely honest. And then before that, there was this weird passageway down here.
Time to go.
I wanted to check out. Hey. And there's an Electroculus. So I guess we'll just look around some more, I guess. This is a collection point to get these beetles. Very nice that they don't run away from you. Then where do we come out here? Oh, so I guess maybe you would, this is probably the entrance, I'd say. And you would then come up through here, to which you would find, wrong button, the area that we needed to go to. Oh, we're gonna fall off. Wait here, recover some stamina. And now, back on track with the event.
Did it open? Did it open? Did our Inazuma Adeptus leave any treasure here?
What's this?
Huh. Looks like a book.
Beware the Seven Heads?
It seems to be another notebook. Could it be Tsubaki's notebook? Let's step back outside now. The atmosphere here is different than I'd imagined. Somehow, it makes me a little reluctant to open the notebook.
Paimon knows what you mean. Reading in low light is really bad for your eyes. Come on, let's get back outside.
Speaking of, I'm gonna turn on some lights. 1 second. That's better. Now, where are we going now? Place easy to get to? No. I mean, easy as in, you can just teleport there. It's still just another area out here. Well, bam.
Here will do just fine.
Alright, let's see what the notebook says. Ooh, Paimon bets it's all about mysterious treasure! Ah, so exciting! What is it? Why are you whispering all of a sudden? You're making Paimon nervous.
Shh. Come over here, Paimon. The adults are talking.
You want to let Ayaka read the notebook without distraction. Seems whatever's written in there must be pretty major after all. But, based on her expression, probably not a treasure map. What could it be?
Traveler, Paimon? Sorry to keep you waiting so long.
No worries, it wasn't long at all. You're a very fast reader.
Yes, I have. I think I have to share the truth of this notebook with you both. Even though the contents are completely different than what I was expecting.
Different how? You mean it wasn't a Fox Envoy who wrote this?
Not a Fox Envoy, no.
Was it her mom?
It turns out that Tsubaki's real identity is my mother herself.
Yep. When she started talking about how she'd never heard of her, I was gonna make a joke that Tsubaki was actually just her mom's imaginary friend, and that she didn't actually exist. But
Huh?
now the real question is there a Violet Evergarden thing going on?
Surprised? Me too. But that's what it says at the very beginning of the notebook. Tsubaki and I are the same person, and yet we are different. When I become Tsubaki, I stop being Kamisato Kayo and become the most ordinary woman in the world. What follows in these pages is the ordinary, everyday life of a regular person. Nothing more, nothing less. This notebook is, for the most part, a collection of my mother's musings, both private and trivial. All of the things we thought were about Tsubaki were in fact about my mother herself.
So, kind of like a Violet Evergarden thing. Not exactly the same, but the whole, like, leaving something for her daughter to read is kind of, I mean, and, like, learn about her is similar.
So, that means that the kimono design and the international dishes
Are things that my mother wished to try, yes.
Hmm.
I'm sure this all sounds utterly bizarre to you, but to me at least, my mother's behavior is completely understandable.
It also reminds me of Kakashi Goto.
Or to put it another way, I actually have another side to myself as well.
Do you secretly become Tsugumi, a totally normal girl living in Inazuma who's completely and utterly normal?
I was at a loss for words when I started reading the contents of the notebook. It almost felt like someone had looked inside my mind, examined my thoughts, and then written them all down on paper.
I don't know if this is like a scripted thing with the in-game time, but this sunset's really nice.
Ayaka.
From the moment my mother married my father, she became the mother of the Kamisato household, and with that came all sorts of duties. At the same time, the prestige of the Yashiro Commission brought its own share of responsibility. On top of that, every action she ever took was seen as representing the Kamisato clan. People were always watching her. Under such circumstances, she never had much time to do the things she really wanted to do. After my father passed away, Ayato and I took over responsibility for the affairs of the clan. We ran into all sorts of difficulties during that time. I'm not sure if people outside the clan could ever imagine what it was like. Every time I found myself up against a difficult issue, I'd ask myself, did my mother go through this too? What would she have done in this situation? Maybe it's because it had been so long since I last saw her, but somehow, all that was left of her in my mind was the side of her that inspired awe and commanded respect. But my image of her was incorrect. When I read this notebook, I realized she was just like me. Underneath whatever position she may have held, she was just an ordinary person. She liked pretty kimonos. She wanted to try food from different places. She yearned to see sights she'd never seen before. Maybe this all sounds immature to you, but I feel just the same way. I want to live life not as Kamisato Ayaka, but as an ordinary woman. Mother wrote that she'd always wanted to go to a local Inazuman festival. She said that sometimes, on a clear night, if you looked out from our house, you could see lights off in the distance. I've seen those lights too. It looks so lively with so many people. And it's so brightly lit, it makes the whole sky glow. Of course, sometimes it does make me a bit anxious from a public order perspective. But for someone of my position to just show up at a festival with no warning, it could be considered improper etiquette. Especially in my parents' generation, when the Yashiro Commission didn't have a particularly close relationship with the populace.
Well, it's a good thing you're not in your parents' generation anymore.
Even if no one stopped us, the idea of the Yashiro Commission going out into the crowd, it'd certainly draw some strange looks. People would probably start thinking there was trouble afoot. Mother said that she didn't want to put people on edge. She wanted everyone to enjoy the fun and freedom of the festival. She didn't want to disturb them, and didn't have much free time anyway, so she never went. Not even once.
Aw, so the kimono design, that must have been the outfit she planned on wearing if she ever did go to a festival, right?
That's right. And sometimes, festivals sell international food. She wanted to try that too. I hope this isn't a disrespectful thing to say, but I never knew my mother was so in touch with her inner child.
Well, that's not disrespectful at all. Paimon thinks your mom was the best of both. A big softie on the inside and a big sense of responsibility on the outside.
Without knowing it, I've ended up fulfilling several of my mother's wishes already. But going to a festival is the one thing that I cannot do for her. Perhaps this is one thing that can simply never be. I understand. Thank you. I think I realize something now. Mother and I are so similar in so many ways. The things she faced are things that I too will go on to face. She chose to place her unfulfilled wishes onto the identity of Tsubaki. As for me, I've already decided.
Oh, so you decided on an alter ego too?
No, I don't plan to do anything like that. I think I will set myself a new goal. To live each day without regrets. So, Traveler, Deep breaths, Ayaka. Deep breaths. Would you be at all interested in checking out an Inazuman festival?
Paimon's been dying to go ever since we saw that poster. Paimon would love to go with you, Ayaka.
Hey, come on, don't make fun. It's just because I used to have the same concerns my mother did. But now, I don't think I need to worry about it so much. I'm going to be true to myself and fulfill the wish that my mother and I shared. I know that you of all people can understand me going my own way on this. So, let's do this, you and me. Let's go to a festival together.
Paimon wants to come! Festivals here have loads of tasty snacks too, right? Oh, and fun and games!
Great. Thanks, you guys. If we head over now, we should still make it in time.
Oh, good point. Today is the last day, right? What are we waiting for? Let's go!
Wait, if today's the last day, why haven't we seen any of it? Why haven't we seen any evidence? Ah. So we haven't, I mean, I've still been over to Amakane Island. But they did say they were doing fireworks here, didn't they? It's like one of the things that you can, talk to the people there about. Kids, I'd talk to you, but not with this frame rate.
Time to go.
This little area, too, reminds me of that place they went to in Yuru Camp, where they wait for, like, the tide to come back, and then they all walk across, and then the tide comes through, and they all get wet. Season 2 is pretty nice, I think, but I don't know, I definitely feel like Season 2 is a lot more scenic, But, hey, all the lights turned on. I definitely like Season 1 more.
We're here! But it doesn't seem as lively as Paimon imagined. What's going on?
They heard Ayako was coming and they all cleared out.
Since it's the final day, many of the visitors must have already returned home.
Really? But if it's the final day, that's when everything happens.
I've heard that the peddlers often close up shop earlier on the last day, because there are fewer people around.
Really?
I'll go and ask. Whatever happens, I at least need to go inside just this once.
Why don't we come with
That's the way
you?
to go. We'll be right there with you.
Yeah, this is the correct response. Us being with you is going to make it way less weird than if you just show up on your own. Especially if we ooh and ah'd everything. I dislike that in a quest where we have to follow her, we're slightly faster than she is.
It hasn't closed yet. It's just that there aren't many people left. Let's hurry and see as much as we can.
Hey, look at that stall! They have so many masks!
Beneath the mask.
Paimon's heard that everyone's supposed to wear a mask at these kinds of festivals. Is that rule still around nowadays, or...?
That's a masquerade party, Paimon.
That used to be the custom, yes. And today, it's still a popular way to dress up during festivals. But it's not a hard and fast rule.
Hey! Is that who I think it is? Miss Kamisato, right?
Oh, greetings.
People seem to recognize Ayaka wherever we go. Guess that's just what it's like when you're a famous Inazuman.
I gotta check the,
But of course! The Kamisato clan leads the Yashiro Commission. It's one of the most well-known clans in Inazuma.
I gotta check the update notices to see if they talk about how the subtitles don't match up with the voice lines.
Not least because back when Master and Miss Kamisato had just taken over the family's affairs, they used to make public appearances all the time. Some of the younger generations have never even seen Miss Kamisato in person before. Being the age I am, I'm lucky enough to have seen her on many occasions over the years.
You're too kind. My brother and I simply go where we must to fulfill our duties.
But this is the first time I've seen anyone from your family at a festival. There must be some official business, I take it.
Yeah, official business to have fun.
Oh, there isn't actually. Today, I'm taking my traveler friend here around to see the sights.
Oh, a traveler? Huh. Now that you mention it, you do look like you've come a long way to get here. First time in Inazuma? Hope you enjoy yourself, young one. Ah, excuse me 1 second. Hey everyone, listen up! Don't close up yet! Miss Kamisato has come to join the festival!
No, it's not like that. Please, there's no need to make a fuss. We're just here to...
Yeah, thanks a lot, mister. If you hadn't let them know, they'd start closing down about now, right? At least it sure looks like that time of day.
Yep, you got it. But on account of this being the first time Miss Kamisato has ever come to the festival, it seems only fair to keep things open a little longer. Oh, here's a couple of masks for you. On the house.
No. You've been far too accommodating to us already. We couldn't possibly...
Don't give me all that. Here you go.
Wow, another
There you
invisible
go.
accessory.
It's not often that we regular folks get some attention from the Yashiro Commission, so I've got to mark the occasion somehow. Besides, it'll make me look bad if you refuse.
But... Okay, I think I understand.
It's my pleasure. You have yourself a good time.
Sir, do you have anything for Paimon?
Oh, hello there, kiddo. I'm sorry, but we don't have any masks in your size.
But if, but, they would still fit on her face, and if you were gonna do the whole thing where they wear them on the side, they would still fit on the side of her head.
Huh? Surely you're not gonna let Paimon be the only one at the festival without a mask?
Paimon, don't worry. Wearing a mask is optional.
But... Paimon doesn't want to feel left out.
How about a tree leaf? That should be enough to cover up that little face of yours.
Now she's a Korok.
What? No way!
Oh, okay then. In that case, I'm afraid there's nothing I can do right now. But don't you worry, kiddo. I'll have a mini mask made specially for you when I get back.
I cannot thank you enough.
Aw, it's nothing. But I won't hold you up any longer. You should go and enjoy the festival while everything's still lit up.
All right. Traveler, shall we?
Oh,
Oh, wait. Just one thing.
there goes the game. We all knew it was happening eventually. I guess we just wait.
I need to explain myself. I got a little nervous back there and I just made up any old excuse. But don't think of this as me taking you sightseeing, please. I brought you here because I genuinely wanted to spend time with you.
Is it for using something else on the stream? Oh, we're getting there. Kind of, not really. And now everything is